Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel At Home with Chelle. So today's video is part of my Fakeaway series where I'll be showing you how to make a healthier version of barbecue pulled pork. If, like me, you're also following Slimming World, then you'll be pleased to know that this recipe comes in at less than 1 sin per serving, and the pulled pork itself makes at least 8 servings. So the first thing you want to do is to make the spice rub for the actual pork itself. So you want to add in all your ingredients into a small bowl. So you will need half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder. I only had granules, so I've just used these. 1 tablespoon of paprika. And then you also want a tablespoon of smoked paprika. Then you want to add a teaspoon of chili powder, so you can use hot or mild chili powder, whichever you prefer. And then lastly, just a 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground cumin. So next up, you want to get your piece of pork and put that into the slow cooker, like so. Then you want to get your spice mix that you've made and basically rub it all over the pork. So before actually rubbing all the spice rub into the pork, I really should have cut the fat off, and I completely forgot to do this. So if you are following this, then make sure you cut the fat off before rubbing in the spice mix. You then want to get on and make the barbecue sauce. So you just want to get quite a fairly large saucepan and then spray it with some fry light. Then you want to add in 1 diced onion into the pan and 2 crushed garlic cloves. Then you just want to fry these for around kind of 5 minutes-ish until they start to soften and go slightly golden. So after around, because this has been about 6 to 7 minutes, the onions should be nice and softened and kind of started to golden slightly. You then want to add in all the other ingredients for the barbecue sauce. So you want to pour in a carton of passata rather. Then you'll want around 1/2 cup of water, 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and then 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. So if you're following Slimming World, this is 2 sins, but kind of shared between everyone, it's not too bad. Then 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Next you want to add in some more spices, so you'll need a teaspoon of paprika, teaspoon of chili powder, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and then only around 1/4 teaspoon of mustard powder. Then lastly, you will need quite a bit smoked paprika, so probably around 2 tablespoons of this. Then give that all a really good stir. Then you want to bring that to the boil and simmer for around 15 minutes. So once you've left it simmering for around 15 minutes, it should have thickened up nicely, and then you can remove it from the heat, and then you want to blend it into a smooth sauce. So after blitzing it for a couple of minutes, you should have a really nice smooth sauce that should kind of be quite thick in its consistency as well. Then you want to get this sauce here and pour it all over the pork in the slow cooker. Once the sauce has all covered the pork, you then want to turn it to high and then Cover with the lid and cook on high for around 6 hours. Alternatively, you can cook on low for around kind of 8 to 10 hours. So after around 6 hours, oh my god, it smells so good. So you want to get your pork and it should literally just be falling apart. So you can see here when I pick it up, it's just falling apart in the fork. And then what you want to do is shred that into loads of little pieces, so it should shred really easily. Just shred it all into the barbecue sauce. So it should be really easy to shred because the meat will just literally fall apart, and then it will just soak up all those lovely barbecue juices. So once it's nicely shredded, you want to serve it with some homemade wedges in a bun with some coleslaw and corn on the cob. It's hard to believe that this pulled pork is only 1 sin per serving. I honestly have so much left as well that it will count for other dinners, that I'll be able to use it for other dinners during the week. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then please give it a thumbs up, and if you do end up making this, let me know in the comments down below.